Good afternoon and welcome to Tusculum University in Greenville, Tennessee for college baseball action today as the Pioneers take on the Molloy College Lions. I'm Jim Miller. I'll have the coverage of today's ball game for you here along the Pioneer Sports Network. Tusculum looking to finish off a sweep of the three-game series with the Lions. Tusculum winning both games yesterday by scores of 6-5 and 14-0. This will be a single 9-inning game today as the Pioneers will send Corey Binion to the mound. He'll be opposed by Billy Waldman for the Lions. Tusculum coming in with a record of 6-3 this season, while Molloy, yesterday's games, were their first two games of the season. Sunny skies today here at Pioneer Park. Temperatures will be in the mid-50s. A far cry from yesterday when it was chilly and temperatures were in the low 40s at first pitch, but it'll be 47 degrees here as we start today's ball game. First pitch of the game is taken high for a ball, 1 and no strikes. Leadoff batter will run down the lineup for you for Molloy. Garrett Scavelli is the leadoff batter. He's in center field. Peter Theodorellis, the left fielder, bats second. And Matt Overton, the right fielder, will hit third. As that next pitch is in there for a strike, 1-1. Jake McCarthy at first base bats fourth. Thomas Brady, the catcher, hits fifth. Patrick Hoffman, the designated hitter, bats sixth. Gavin McAloney at second base hits seventh. David Franchi, the third baseman, hits eighth. And Chris Einman, the shortstop, bats ninth. As that pitch is taken low and in for a ball. 2-1 strike, the count to Scavelli, who was 0 for 5 in yesterday's doubleheader. Binion making his second start of the season. He's pitched 5 innings, allowed 4 hits and 4 runs, walked 2, struck out 6. Opponents are hitting .222 against Binion, the right-hander, 6'2", 190 pounds, out of Moorhead, Kentucky. 3 and a strike is the count to the leadoff batter, Garrett Scavelli. 3-1 pitch is high, ball 4. Scavelli walked twice yesterday, and he'll walk here to lead off the ball game. Peter Theodorellis, the left fielder, will come to the plate. He was 4 for 7 in yesterday's twin bill. Theodorellis, a graduate student, 5'7", 170 pounds, out of Comac, New York, by way of Fairleigh Dickinson University. Binion with a stretch, and the pitch is high, 1 and no strikes. Pioneer Park, 331 down the lines and 400 to straightaway center field. One 0 pitch is high, 2 and no strikes the count to Peter Theodorellis. Stretched by Binion, and the 2-0 pitch. Breaking ball in there for a strike, 2-1. Two balls and a strike, the count to Theodorellis. The 2-1 pitch is outside, 3 and a strike. Molloy College out of Rockville Center, New York on Long Island. Just south of Hempstead. That 3-1 pitch is in there for a strike, 3-2. Three balls and 2 strikes, the count to Theodorellis. Binion working very quickly. The 3-2 pitch is popped up in the infield, giving chases to third baseman Christian Ortega, and he'll make the catch in foul territory for the out. We'll set that Tusculum defense for you. In outfield from left to right is Zane Keener in left, Ryan DeSantos in center, and Murphy Flood in right. Around the infield, it's Christian Ortega at third base, Rudy Fernandez at shortstop. Britton Robinson getting the start at second base today, and Luis Ezra at first base. Blaze McCauley will do the catching for Corey Binion. Up to the plate's Matt Overton, the right fielder. Overton 1 for 5 yesterday. 1 strike, the count to Overton. Grad student out of Smithtown, New York. 6 foot, 210 pounds. Binion's pitch is in there for a strike. Binion with the set. And the pitch. Low and in the dirt, 1-2. Molloy won't play a home game until March the 5th when they'll take on their close rival Adelphi. Play a 3-game series. The middle game of that series will be at home. 1-2 the count, the pitch in the dirt, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count to Matt Overton. Binion with the set. 2-2 pitch. Pop foul out of play, still 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to count to Matt Overton. Binion with the stretch. The 2-2 pitch, runner going. The pitch is low. No throw. Stolen base for Scavelli. First stolen base of the season for Molloy. Or check that, they had one yesterday. So second stolen base of the year. 3-2 pitch is popped foul. That'll be out of play, 3-2. Molloy 25-11 last season. Three balls and 2 strikes to count. Flashing in was the shortstop Fernandez as Binion steps off the mound. Pitch is chopped up the middle. Second baseman Robinson to his right throws on the run in time for the out. Moving to third base will be Scavelli. 2 outs in the inning. That'll bring up the first baseman Jake McCarthy. McCarthy 1 for 7 yesterday. It was a home run. McCarthy, a senior out of Northport, New York. Last season, McCarthy hit just 2 home runs at a .329 average a year ago. The first pitch to him is on the outside corner, strike 1. A lot of these players back from last year's team: Scavelli, Theodore Ellis, Overton, McCarthy, Brady, who's on deck. Checks his swing. It's called strike. 0-2. Hoffman, the designated hitter, back from last year's team. So a veteran squad here for Molloy. Swing and a miss, and down on 3 pitches goes McCarthy, and Binion works out of trouble as he works around the leadoff walk. No runs, no hits, 1 left. Through a half inning, it's Molloy 0. Tusculum coming to bat on the Pioneer Sports Network. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Tusculum will bat for the first time this afternoon against right-hander Billy Wilderman. Lineup for the Pioneers will be Zane Keener, the left fielder, leading off. Rudy Fernandez, the shortstop, bats second. Christian Ortega at third base bats third. Luis Ezra, the first baseman, bats fourth. Murphy Flood, the right fielder, hits fifth. Will Samuelson, the designated hitter, bats sixth. Britton Robinson at second base hits seventh. Ryan Dos Santos in center field batting eighth. And Blaze McCauley, the catcher, hits ninth. They will face the right-hander Billy Wildman. He's a grad student out of North Massapequa, New York, 6 foot, 195 pounds. Obviously making his first appearance of this season. Last year, pitched in 10 games, made one start. He was 1-0 with a 6.08 earned run average, 23 and 2/3 innings, gave up 35 hits, 16 earned runs, walked 8, struck out 22, and opponents hit .350 against Wildman last year. Zane Keener leading off for the Pioneers, and he takes the first pitch for a strike. One strike the count to Zane Keener, batting .400, 12 for 30, 2 home runs, 11 runs batted in. Also has walked 5 times. Next pitch is low and away for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike, the count to Keener. Sophomore, 5'9", 180 pounds out of Knoxville. Next pitch to him is in the inside corner for a strike, 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to Keener, followed by Fernandez and Ortega here in the first. Wildman's 1-2 pitch is popped up. No, he swung and missed. He took his head back like he popped the ball in the air, but he swings and misses for strike 3, 1 down here in the first. We'll bring up the shortstop, Rudy Fernandez. Fernandez, 257 batter, 9 for 35 at the plate with a run batted in. He has struck out 14 times this season in 35 at-bats. Fernandez, junior out of Russellville, Alabama, by way of Calhoun Community College. He's down the count, no balls and a strike. And that pitch is on the outside corner, 0-2. The windup, the 0-2 pitch. Hit back up the middle. To his right is the second baseman, McAloney, and he'll throw out Fernandez. Quickly 2 up and 2 down here in the first. The third baseman, Christian Ortega, will come to the plate. Ortega, 370 hitter, 2 home runs, 7 runs batted in this season. Ortega in his first year at Tusculum after playing at Davis and Elkins out of Miami, Florida, senior 6'3", 215 pounds. And the first pitch is off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Ortega. Yesterday, Ortega 2 for 6 in the doubleheader with a run batted in. He takes a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Ortega. Ortega had a modest 4-game hitting streak come to an end in the second game yesterday as he hits this one into center field, and he'll start a new hitting streak as he lines a 2-out single to center. So Ortega singles with 2 outs, first hit of the game. And we have Luis Ezra, this first baseman. Ezra hitting .303, 2 home runs, 5 runs batted in. Ezra leading the team in runs scored with 10. Ezra, 6'3", 220 out of Miami Lakes, Florida. He is down to the count, 1 strike. Ortega, the runner at first base, has 1 stolen base this season. High and away, a ball and a strike. 1-1 the count to Ezra. Stretched by Wildman. The pitch is swung and fouled away down the first baseline. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to Ezra. The ball trickles all the way down towards fair territory and is retrieved by bench personnel. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to Ezra. Stretch by Wildman. The 1-2 pitch. High, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Luis Ezra. Murphy Flood, the right fielder, waits on deck. Throw over to first. Back safely is Ortega. The 7th of 8 straight home games for the Pioneers. They'll finish it off Tuesday against Young Harris, weather permitting. Throw over again to first as Ortega had a little bit of a lean there, and he'll get back in. Next weekend, the Pioneers will open conference play when they travel to Queen's University for a 3-game series with the Royals, Friday afternoon, and then a doubleheader Saturday. Swing and a miss as Ezra's down swinging. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Wildman, and he works around the 2-out single here in the first. We're through an inning of play. It's Molloy 0 and Tusculum 0 on the Pioneers Sports Network. It is the top of the second inning here at Pioneer Park. No score between Tusculum and Molloy. For Molloy, it will be Thomas Brady leading off the inning, the catcher. He's 2 for 5 this season. And the first pitch is taken for a strike. Brady, a grad student catcher, 5'9", 193 pounds, out of Wading River, New York, by way of NJIT. And that's a strike, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to count to Thomas Brady, who had 280 last season with 21 runs batted in. The 0-2 pitch is inside for a ball, 1-2. Brady, Hoffman, and McAloney here in the second inning against Corey Binion, who allowed a leadoff walk in the first inning, but no further damage. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball just off the plate, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes to count to Brady. Fastball is low. It's a full count. 3-2 the count. The windup and the payoff pitch. Low, ball 4. So the second time today that Binion has walked the leadoff back.
With no outs, the designated hitter number 16.
He will face a designated hitter, Patrick Hoffman. Hoffman batted once yesterday, did not reach base. Last season, Hoffman hit .288 with 10 runs batted in. Hoffman, a first baseman by trade, 6'3", 205 pounds, out of East Meadow, New York. First pitch from Binion, and time is called at the plate before the pitch is delivered. Running down the Molloy roster, and one thing that stands out pretty obviously is that every single player on the roster is from the state of New York. As the pickoff attempt is thrown away by Binion. And moving up to second base is Brady. He'll make the turn, and he will head all the way to third as it's retrieved by Flood. It's a throwing error on the pitcher, Binion, allowing Brady to advance all the way to third base with nobody out. So a miscue there for the Pioneers. So Binion had Brady buried 0-2, and now Brady's at third base with nobody out. The pitch is high. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Patrick Hoffman. Binion working from the windup, the pitch. Popped up, it's in the infield, shallow left field. Drifting out is Fernandez, he'll make the catch. No attempt to tag from Brady as he'll just park at third base and watch the catch made for the first out. So Fernandez makes the catch on the pop-up. He drifted into shallow left field. And no advance. There's 1 out. For the second baseman, Gavin McEloney. McEloney started yesterday 1 of the 2 games and went 0 for 4. Takes a strike. McEloney, a sophomore, 5'10", 150 pounds out of Miller Place, New York. Last season, he was 1 for 9 at the plate in 11 games. Binion's next pitch is low for a ball 2-1. This one is lined foul towards the Tusculum bullpen and into the bullpen. Two balls and 2 strikes to count to McEloney. Binion winds and the pitch. Bounced up the middle, it'll get the run home. Fernandez throws and throws wide. He's going to be safe anyway. That'll be an infield single. And it's first run of the game as Brady crosses the plate. So McEloney reaches on an infield single, gets the RBI, his first of the season, and Molloy has a 1-0 lead. And what for now is an unearned run. David Franchi, the third baseman, comes to the plate. Franchi was 1 for 5 yesterday, a double. Swings and misses at the first pitch, 1 strike. Franchi last year a .333 hitter, 2 home runs, 25 runs batted. He is a junior, 5'9", 175 pounds, out of Center Moriches, New York. Swings and misses at the high fastball, and it's 0-2. Stretch by Binion. The 0-2 pitch, low and in 1-2. One thing that stands out about Molloy, last season in 36 games, they hit just 10 home runs. They already got 1 this season as McCarthy homered yesterday. One-two pitch, low and in, 2-2. This is a veteran team. They've got 7 of their 9 position starters back from last year. The leading hitter, Sean Hogan, one of the 2 that's not back. He hit .394 last season. 2-2 pitch. To left field. Drifting over is Keener, and he'll make the catch for the second out. As McEloney retreats to first base. There's 2 outs in the inning.
With 2 outs, the shortstop. Number 17, Chris Heineman.
Chris Heineman, the shortstop, will come to the plate. Heineman, sophomore, 6'4", 180 pounds, out of Lynbrook, New York. Last year, went 9 for 19 at the plate, a .474 average. Takes the ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Next pitch to him is low. Snap throw to first by McCauley, but back in safely is McAloon. Molloy entered the season ranked 29th in the Division II rankings off of that 25-11 finish last year that saw them get to the regional tournament where they were eliminated by Southern New Hampshire. Breaking ball taken by Eineman, the number 9 hitter in the lineup. Shows bunt, takes ball 4. 4-pitch walk, third walk issued by Big.
Center fielder number 34, Eric Scavelli.
His only other appearance this season against Illinois Springfield, he walked 2 batters in 5 innings and struck out 6. That was an 8-7 loss last Saturday, February the 12th. First pitch is a strike to Scavelli, the center fielder. He walked and stole a base in the first. Binion in his career making his 6th appearance. Checks his swing and takes a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike after the appeal is asked for. One ball, 1 strike, the count to Scavelli. Binion's 1-1 pitch is a breaking ball, low and away, 2-1. Molloy, the preseason favorite in the East Coast Conference this season. This one is flared to right field, might be trouble, and it is going to drop in for a hit. In to score is McAloon. Eineman held up at third base. And it's an RBI double for Scavelli, and Molloy leads it 2-0 here in the second inning. Scavelli's first RBI of the season, his first hit of the year. Walks will haunt, and one of those walks has scored. And it's 2-0 here in the second. Theodore Ellis will come to the plate. He fouled out to third his first time up, and he takes the pitch outside for a ball.
1-0. Left fielder Theodore Ellis.
Next pitch is high and away, 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 the count to Theodore Ellis. Eineman at third, Scavelli at second. The pitch is a breaking ball in for a strike, 2-1. Some activity now in the Tusculum bullpen. Binion winds, and the 2-1 pitch is low, 3-1. Binion just having trouble finding the plate here in the early going. He's walked 3 already. The windup, the 3-1 pitch. High and away, ball 4. Fourth walk by Binion. Third this inning. The bases are loaded with 2 outs.
2 outs, the right fielder.
For Matt Overton, the right fielder.
Number 15, Matt Overton.
Overton was the first team all-conference last season. Led the ECC with 38 RBIs. He's the preseason conference player of the year. This is the guy they won up in this spot. Second team all-region. Batting here with the bases loaded, 2 outs. Binion winds in the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one. Overton grounded out to second base his first time up. Two outs here in the second inning, 2 runs in. Molloy leads it 2-0. The pitch to Overton is skied in the air to center field. Drifting over to his right is Dos Santos, and he'll make the catch, and the inning is over. 2 runs in the inning on 2 hits, and the bases left loaded. After an inning and a half of play, it's Molloy 2 and Tusculum nothing on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Inning and a half, it's Molloy 2, Tusculum nothing.
We head to the bottom of the second inning, Tusculum trailing by a score of 2-0. The Pioneers, it'll be Murphy Flood, Will Samuelson, and Britton Robinson due up here in the second inning against right-hander Billy Wildman, who worked around a 2-out single in the bottom of the first inning.
It's the right fielder, number 4, Murphy Flood.
Murphy Flood making his 6th start of the season. He's 4 for 15 at the plate, a .267 average. And he swings and misses the first pitch, strike one. Flood, junior, 6'2", 190 pounds, out of Dalton, Georgia. Was 3 for 4 in yesterday's doubleheader with 4 walks and 4 runs scored. He's down on the count here, no balls and 2 strikes. Wildman winds, and the 0-2 pitch is called strike 3 on the outside corner, so Flood is down on 3 pitches. 3rd strikeout for Wildman, 1 down here in the second.
With 1 out,
They'll bring Will Samuelson.
Number 23, Will Samuelson.
Samuelson making his 5th start of the season. He's 5 for 15, a .333 average with 3 runs batted in. Sophomore, 6'1", 215 pounds, out of Charlotte, by way of Catawba Valley Community College. All-American 2nd team by the NJCAA last season. The 0-1 pitch is in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Will Samuelson. Samuelson hit 10 home runs last season. And takes a strike. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Will Samuelson. Wildman rewinds the 1-2 pitch. It's chopped foul towards first base, still 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to Will Samuelson. Wildman's pitch is hit in the hole to the right side, a base hit just past the dive of the second baseman McElwain. And Samuelson has a base hit, 2nd hit of the game for the Pioneers. Samuelson went 2 for 4 in game 1 yesterday. Keeps his hitting groove going with a base hit here with 1 out.
With 1 out, the second baseman, number 5.
We'll bring up Britton Robinson, the second baseman. Robinson, a freshman, 5'8", 175 pounds, out of Berea, Kentucky. Attended ETSU last season but did not play. And he takes called strike on the outside corner. Robinson went to Madison Southern High School in Berea, Kentucky, where he was basketball and baseball player. Throw over to first, back safely on the dive is Samuelson. This season at the plate, Robinson is still looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 3. And he takes a called strike. 0-2 the count to Britton Robinson. Wildman comes set. The 0-2 pitch. Line towards left field. And charging in to make the catch is the left fielder Theodorellis for the second out of the inning. So Robinson hit that one on the nose, but caught by the left field for the second out.
Number 29, Ryan Dos Santos.
Ryan DeSantos will bat for the Pioneers. DeSantos 1 for 7 in 7 games, a 143 average, making his second start of the year. He started last Sunday's game against Illinois Springfield, went 1 for 2. And the Pioneers 6-4 victory. Takes that pitch for a ball, 1-0. Throw over to first. Back is Samuelson. DeSantos, junior, 6'2", 185 pounds, out of Mississauga, Ontario. Attended Southwestern Oklahoma for 2 years, or for 1 year. And he puts this one in the hole on the right side for a base hit. Samuelson will hold on at second. This throw comes back into the infield from Overton. And DeSantos has his second hit of the season. The Pioneers have runners at first and second with 2 outs.
Now batting with
The
2
ninth
outs,
hitter, the
the
lineup, catcher Blaze McCauley. McCauley 5 for 14, 357 average. 5 runs batted in for Blaze McCauley. McCauley, a junior, 5'11", 200 pounds, out of Decula, Georgia. The first pitch bounces up there, blocked by the catcher Brady. 1 ball and no strikes to Blaze McCauley. The second game of yesterday's doubleheader, he was a hitting start at the plate for the Pioneers. He went 3 for 4 with a double and 4 runs batted in. Takes that one high, 2 balls and no strikes. Zane Keener, the leadoff man, waits on deck. 2-0 Molloy here, bottom of the second inning in the final game of this 3-game series. The 2-0 pitch to McCauley is taken for a ball, 3-0. 3 balls and no strikes to count to Blaze McCauley. Taking all the way, and it's high, ball 4. The bases are loaded. So just as in the top half of the inning, the Pioneers now with the bases loaded, and probably the guy they want to have at the plate, Zane Keener.
Number 22, Zane Keener.
Keener struck out his first time up. Keener leading the team in RBIs with 11, tied for the team lead in homers with 2. He's batting with the bases loaded, 2 outs. Low and in, 1 ball and no strikes. One and 0 the count to Keener. 2-0 the count. 2 balls and no strikes the count to Keener. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 2-0 pitch. Swing and a foul tip at the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Keener yesterday 3 for 7 with 2 runs batted in the doubleheader. Best game of the season was against Illinois Springfield in the third of that 4-game series. He went 3 for 3 at the plate with a home run and 3 runs batted in. 3 multi-RBI games this season for Keener. He was knocked in 11 after knocking in 20 in 30 games last season. This one's hit in the hole, a base hit to right field. Samuelson will score. Dos Santos being waved in as well. The throw goes all the way through, and Keener will move up to second base. And the Pioneers have tied it at 2 on a 2-run single by Zane Keener. So Keener delivers as he took the pitch and just put it through the right side into right field for the hit. As Samuelson scored easily, and also scoring easily was Dos Santos, as Overton probably not making the wise play there by throwing all the way through, which allowed Keener to move up to second. The Pioneers have 2 more runners in scoring position, and the game's knotted up at 2 as Keener's knocked in RBIs 12 and 13. Rudy Fernandez will bat. Fernandez grounded to second his first time up, takes high for a ball, 1-0. So Keener delivers again with 2 outs. He's 5 for 9 at the plate this season with 2 outs this year, now 6 for 10. Up and in, 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 0 the count to Fernandez. That's high, 3 balls and no strikes. The Wilderman was cruising through an inning and a third, and then a hit by Samuelson, a hit by Dos Santos, a walk, and then a 2-run single from Keener has tied it up. The 3-0 pitch is ball 4, and the bases are reloaded. For Christian Ortega, we'll have a visit to the
2 outs, third baseman, number 42, Christian Ortega.
Ortega batting for the first time this season with the bases loaded. That hit for Keener, the 5th of the season with the bases juiced for the Pioneers. So the conversation going on at the mound. I'll tell you that elsewhere in baseball action today around the South Atlantic Conference is Queens at North Georgia, Newberry at Lander, UVA-Wise at Emory and Henry, Seton Hill is at Limestone, and in a matchup of nationally ranked teams, Columbus State is at Catawba. Limestone and Catawba games starting at 1 o'clock. The other games are already scheduled to be underway at 12 noon. Anderson, the surprise so far in the conference, the Trojans 11-0 already. Wingate, number 1 in the country, also 11-0. After they beat Kutztown yesterday. Little Orion 12-1, Newberry 9-1, Carson Newman 9-3. At the other end of the spectrum, Limestone 0-10. Ortega, first pitch to him is a breaking ball. It drops in there for strike 1. Newberry and Lander are scoreless in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Game being played in Greenwood, South Carolina. Breaking ball is hit to left field. It's deep, but Theodore Ellis has it lined up, and he makes the catch a couple steps in front of the warning track to end the inning. So Ortega gave that one a ride, but that'll do it for the bottom of the 2nd inning. The Pioneers tie it. 2 runs, 3 hits, and the bases left loaded. We're through 2, and we're tied at 2 between Tusculum and Molloy on the Pioneer Sports Network. Back here at Pioneer Park as we are in the top of the third inning. As you saw, Jake McCarthy struck out on 3 pitches to start the inning, and then Brady with a single up the middle. So with 1 out, it'll be the designated hitter Patrick Hoffman at the plate. Hoffman popped up to short his first time up. We're tied at 2 here in the top of the third inning. The last of this 3-game series. Binion's pitch is outside for a ball. To Hoffman. Stretch by Binion. And the 2-0 pitch, low, 3 balls and no strikes. Binion has struggled with his control this afternoon. He's walked 4. Up over 60 pitches here in this third inning. And that one's his called strike, 3-1. 3-1 the count to Hoffman. Binion with its stretch. 3-1 pitch. Going in, ball 4. 5th walk issued by Binion. And here comes Tusculum coach Brandon Steele. And he does have the hook. And this will do it for Binion this afternoon, as his line will be complete pending the resolution of the 2 runners on base, which are his responsibility. So Binion so far has given up 2 earned runs, 3 hits, walked 5, struck out 2 through 65 pitches. And relief coming in for the Pioneers. I'll tell you about the relief pitcher who takes the baseball. It'll be Drew Slowinski, who had a very impressive performance his last time out, as he earned a save in his last appearance last Sunday against Illinois Springfield. Pitched 3 innings of relief to get the save. That's the last time we saw it. He struck out 3, didn't walk about it, allowed 1 hit. For the season, Slowinski has pitched 6 innings, allowed 7 hits and 5 runs, 3 earned, walked 2, struck out 4. 0-1 with that save and a 4.50 earned run average. Slowinski, true freshman, 6'4", 220 pounds, out of Knoxville. By way of
Your attention, ladies and gentlemen, now pitching for Tusculum, number 17, Drew Slowinski.
All district last season. A 3.85 earned run average. 64 strikeouts in 43 and 2/3 innings last year at Beardman. He will come on in relief with runners at first and second and 1 out here in the 3rd inning. Molloy and Tusculum are tied at 2. After this game, Molloy will make the trek back home to Long Island, and they will have a series next weekend. They'll have some opponents. They'll take on Stonehill, Wilmington, and Lemoyne. Those games will be played in Myrtle Beach. So they may be returning home, but they're going to be turning around on the road before long. Heck, if I was them, I would just go make it a week at Myrtle Beach and have some fun. They'll play Stonehill 2 on Friday, Wilmington on Saturday, and then Sunday against Lemoyne down in Myrtle Beach. Northeast Challenge. And then they'll be back home.
Now batting for the Lions with 1 out for second
Delphi.
baseman, number 21,
They'll
Gavin
be back to
McElroy.
Florida for the Lynn Invitational. They'll play 5 games down there, March 11th and 15th, or through the 15th. And finally back home for good, middle of March. They don't open their East Coast Conference schedule until April 1st in St. Thomas Aquinas. Her first pitch to McElroy is a half swing, or about a 3/4 of a swing and a miss, strike 1. McElroy singled and scored in the 2nd inning. It reached on infield single to shortstop. And scored on the double by Scavelli. Slowinski's pitch is taken away. 1 ball and 1 strike. One on the count to Gavin McElwain. 1-1 pitch. Swing. Miss. 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to McElwain. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled away. One and 2 the count to McElwain. As Slowinski gets a new baseball. Pitch from Slowinski is popped up into center field. Drifting back, his center fielder DeSantos. Tagging at second base is Brady. As DeSantos makes the catch, and Brady will move on to third base. And there's 2 outs in the inning as DeSantos makes the grab on the fly ball by McElwain. So runners at the corners now with 2 outs for the third baseman, David Franchi. Franchi flying out to left his first time up. Now, 1 for 6 at the plate this season.
Number 3, David Franchi.
Two down here in the third. The stretch by Slowinski. The pitch high, 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count to David Franchi. Stretch of the pitch. Hit him in the helmet. He goes down to a knee. They'll try and shake that one off as that ball caught him right in the helmet. They'll make sure that everything's okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for David Franchi.
You know what today's date is? And he looks like he'll clear all the protocols there and move on to first base. Always a scary situation when anybody gets hit in the helmet, but those helmets, the technology has progressed so much over the years that it just reduces the, and not to say that there aren't injuries, because there are, but it reduces the risk of injury. And he took that one, and he's up and on the first base. It used to be upon a time a guy got hit in the helmet and he was done for the game. So for the second inning in a row, Molloy has the bases loaded. This time it'll be the shortstop Heineman at the plate. He walked in his first plate appearance. First pitch is off the plate, 1 ball and no strikes. Brady at third, Hoffman at second, Franchi at first, with 2 outs here in the third. Slowinski's pitch, swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Slowinski comes set. 1-1 pitch. Dirt 2-1. Two balls and a strike to count to Heineman. Slowinski with a set. 2-1 pitch. Low and away, 3-1. Nowhere to put him, bases loaded. 3 balls and a strike. The stretch by Slowinski. 3-1 pitch. Inside corner, 3-2. So the runners will be off. The base is loaded, 2 outs. Merry-go-round will get started. Stretch. And 3-2 pitch is high, ball 4. Heineman draws a bases loaded walk. Brady comes in to score. And Molloy regains the lead at 3-2. Heineman walks for the second time today, gets his first RBI of the season. And back to the top of the order, batting for the third time already, is the center fielder Scavelli. He walked and also has an RBI double. Slowinski's pitch is outside, 1 ball, no strikes. That run that scored was Binion's responsibility. 6 walks and a hit batsman by Tusculum pitching today. Molloy with 3 hits as a team. They've had base runners everywhere. Slowinski with a set and then a 1-0 pitch. High, 2 balls and no strikes. The Pioneers need to find somebody who can throw a strike. McCauley will go out to the mound to speak with Slowinski as Ezra comes in from first base as well. More bullpen activity for Tusculum. Here in the third. Two balls and no strikes the count. The center fielder and leadoff hitter, Garrett Scavelli. The stretch, the 2-0 pitch, up and in, 3-0. Molloy batters yesterday walked 6 times in 16 innings. They've walked 6 times in 2 2/3 innings today, and it's about to be 7. And called strike. 3-1 the count to Scavelli. Slowinski with the set. 3-1 pitch. Outside corner, 3-2. And the runners will be off again with the pitch. 3 balls and 2 strikes. This time Hoffman from third, Frankie from second, and Heineman from first. The set. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. He might chase ball 4. And down on strikes goes Scavelli. And the Pioneers dodge one here in the third inning. Could have been a lot worse. 1 run, 1 hit, 2 walks and a hit batsman, and the bases left loaded. So Slowinski gets into and gets out of trouble in the third. 2.5. It's Molloy 3, Tusculum 2 on the Pioneer Sports Network. We're off to the bottom of the third inning. Tusculum trailing again, this time 3-2 to Molloy. It'll be Ezra, Flood, and Samuelson due up for the Pioneers here in the third inning against right-hander Billy Wilderman, who's allowed 2 runs on 4 hits. First pitch is popped up foul. It'll be out of play. 1 strike the count to Lewis Ezra. Ezra struck out his first time up to end the first inning. Wildman has struck out 3 and has walked 2 through 42 pitches through the first 2 innings. There is some tossing taking place in the Molloy bullpen as the next pitch is low and outside for a ball, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike the count to Lewis Ezra. Breaking ball is inside. 2-1. Not much wind to speak of this afternoon as this pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 2. 2-2 the count to Lewis Ezra. One is hit foul past first. Still 2 strikes on Ezra. Wildman winds and the pitch. Low and in. Three balls and 2 strikes to count to Ezra. Chopped foul again, still 3-2. Three balls and 2 strikes to count to Ezra. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He got it. Ezra down on strikes for the 2nd time. 4th strikeout for Wildman. 1 down here in the 3rd inning. And Murphy Flood, the right fielder, comes to the plate. Flood was called out on strikes his first time up.
This is the right fielder, number 4, Murphy Flood.
The windup in the first pitch to Flood is a called strike. 1 strike to count to Flood. This one is chopped in the hole on the left side, a base hit for Murphy Flood. So Flood, a 1-out base runner, 5th hit of the game for the Pioneers. And Will Samuelson, the designated hitter, will bat. Samuelson singled and scored in the 3rd, or in the 2nd. Bats now again here in the 3rd. His team down a run, 3-2. Wildman's pitch is hit to first. Smothering it is a first baseman, McCarthy, back onto first. It is a double play. So McCarthy makes the play, throws on to second for the 2nd out of the inning, and on back to first for the double play to end the frame. So just like that, the inning over for the Pioneers. No runs a hit and nobody left after the double play turn by the Molloy Lions. After 3 full innings of play, it is Molloy 3 and Tusculum 2 on the Pioneer Sports Network. We're off to the top of the 4th inning. Tusculum trailing Molloy by a score of 3-2. Glad you could join us on the Pioneer Sports Network today. I'm Jim Miller, along with our producer, Aaron Fudge. As Tusculum trailing at 3-2, Molloy and Tusculum each scored 2 in the 2nd. They got one in the third to take a 3-2 lead. It'll be the 2-3-4 hitters for the Lions here in the fourth inning, with Peter Theodorellis leading off, taking a called strike from Drew Slowinski. Slowinski came on in the third in relief of Corey Binion, who winds up being charged with all three of those runs. Theodorellis is fouled out and walked, taken just low for a ball, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike the count to Peter Theodorellis. Slowinski with the 1-1 pitch, high, 2-1. Theodorellis, Overton, and McCarthy here in the fourth. Molloy 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors. Tusculum 2 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error. Slowinski's pitch is outside, 3-1. Way too many walks for this Pioneer pitching staff here in this ball game so far. They've walked 6 and hit a batter. And this one's lined to left field. Keener charges in. He has it lined up and will make the catch for the out. So Theodorellis just kind of stepping back and taking it the other way. It hit right on the line to Keener for the first out, and to bring up the right fielder, Matt Overton. Overton grounded out, and he flied out in the second inning with the bases loaded. 0 for 2. He is 2 for 7 in this series. Slowinski's first pitch is high, 1 ball, no strikes. One to know the count. Foul back to the screen, 1-1. One ball and 1 strike to Overton. One back foul to the screen, 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes to count to Matt Overton. This one is lined to right field for a base hit. Flood will cut it off. And Overton will hold on at first base with a single. It's the first hit of the game, 4th hit of the contest for the Lions, and Overton's a 1-out base runner. For Jake McCarthy, the first baseman, McCarthy has struck out twice. Struck out 5 times in 9 at-bats in this series. First pitch is a strike to McCarthy. Slowinski with it set in the 0-1 pitch. Line foul down the left side towards the and into the Molloy bullpen. No balls and 2 strikes to count to McCarthy. Slowinski's pitch is skied foul out of play off the right side. Still 0-2. Slowinski with a set. And he'll deliver the 0-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Down on strikes is McCarthy for the 3rd time. And that's 2 outs here in the 4th inning. Second strikeout for Slowinski.
Now 2 outs, the catcher, number 35, Thomas Brady.
Afraid that McCauley, when he came up with the snap throw, might distract the umpire, but he had the called strike 3 from the start. So 2 down for the catcher, Thomas Brady, who's reached both times, has scored 2 runs. He's walked and singled. Good block on the pitch by McCauley. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Brady. This one's fouled away. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 the count to Brady. Up and in, 2-1. Brady, first team all-conference a year ago. 280 batting average. Fouls that one away. And count 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to count to Brady. Pitch to him is low. Big secondary lead there by Overton. He almost got halfway off the bag as the pitch was in dirt and blocked, and he retreats to first. Three and 2. Pitch popped up in the infield. Robinson calls forward at second base, drifting out into shallow right, hangs with it, makes the catch, and the inning is over. So Brady retired for the first time. And a hit and 1 left. After 3.5 innings, it's Molloy 3, Tusculum 2 on the Pioneer Sports Network. Off the bottom of the 4th inning, Molloy leading Tusculum 3-2. It'll be the bottom of the 3rd lineup for the Pioneers. Britton Robinson, the second baseman, leads it off. Robinson lined out to left his first time up, facing Billy Wilderman, who's allowed 5 hits and 2 runs in 3 innings. Struck out 4 and walked 2, and the first pitch is a called strike. Wilderman helping himself to get out of the 3rd inning as he was the final out, the 1 in the 3-6-1 double play to end that 3rd inning. 1 ball, 1 strike the count to Robinson. Away and low, 2 balls and a strike. Molloy has now left 8 runners on base through 4 innings. The 2-1 pitch is inside, it's 3-1. To Britton Robinson. 3-1 pitch. Inside corner, 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count to Robinson, leading off the bottom of the 4th. Wildman winds. The payoff pitch is a called strike 3 right down the middle. Robinson caught looking. 5th strikeout for Wildman, one down here in the fourth.
With one out against the center fielder, number 29.
Ryan DeSantos, the center fielder, will bat. DeSantos singled and scored in the second. DeSantos now at 250, at 2 for 8. Drops a bunt down the third baseline. It's a good one. Wildman off the mound. He'll have no play. It's a bunt single for DeSantos. A well-placed bunt there by DeSantos. As the third baseman, Frankie, was back.
With one out, the catcher, number 10.
Pioneers have their 6th hit of the game. Blaze McCauley, the catcher, will bat. McCauley walked his first time up. McCauley hitting .357. Pitch. Low, 1 ball and no strikes. The stretch throw over to first as DeSantos was taking his lead. He gets back safely on the dive. This one is skied to right field. Overton drifting in. He will make the catch. And DeSantos retreats to first as McCauley is out for the second out of the inning. 2 down for the left fielder, Zane Keener. Keener delivered the 2 runs for the Pioneers with a 2-run single in the second. RBIs 12 and 13 this season for Keener, who's now batting .406. First pitch to him is low and in for a ball, 1-0. First, back safely at first is DeSantos. A lot of new faces in this Tusculum lineup. The only regulars from last year who are starting today are Ezra at first and Keener in left. Pitch is a strike. It's 1-1. No more Dalton Martin, Trey Hinton, Bryson Ford, Brandon Trammell, Chase Willenweber. So the Pioneers trying to piece it back together this year. They always find a way. Grounded to first, smothered at the bag by McCarthy, and he'll step on the base for the final out of the inning. Keener hit that one well, but McCarthy had it defended well as well. So well, we're through 4 innings of play, and it's Molloy leading Tusculum 3-2. More baseball action coming up on the Pioneer Sports Network. We head to the top of the 5th inning, and Molloy leads it 3-2. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Molloy. They've left 8. Tusculum 2 runs, 6 hits, no error. They've left 5. Drew Slowinski came on in the 3rd inning in relief of starter Corey Bigler, and he'll still be out there as he will face the 6, 7, 8 batters in the Molloy lineup: Hoffman, McAloney, and Frankie. Hoffman has popped up and walked. First pitch from Slowinski is fouled back to the screen, 1 strike. Temperatures warming up. We're into the low 50s now. That's where we'll hang for most of the day. This pitch is popped up foul. Out of play, 0-2. It's supposed to be 73 on Tuesday, but a 60% chance of rain. Hopefully we'll be able to get that game in with Young Harris. We'll have it for you on the Pioneer Sports Network on Tuesday. This one is sky to right field. Flood will drift to his left. A couple steps in and makes the catch for the out. Hoffman's retired, one down here in the 5th. And the second baseman, Gavin McAloney, will come to the plate.
With one out in the
Flood
inning, the second
had that one lined up and makes the catch with no problem. McAloney has singled in a run and scored and flied out. And we'll take that one up and in for a ball, 1-0. Tuesday's game will be the final home game of February for the Pioneers. Inside, 1-1. Home schedule fairly light in March. A couple home conference series and a couple home non-conference games during the month. And they're for strike 2-1. Two balls and a strike, the count to McAloney. The pitch is a strike, 2-2. The Pioneers have to feel good about the fact that of their first 11 scheduled games, they got 10 of them in. The only reason they didn't get the 11th game in at Embry-Riddle was because the Pioneers had some COVID protocol issues and had to come home a day early from Florida. Otherwise, all these 7 home games, anytime you're talking February home baseball, it's coin flip. And they were 7 for 7. Now, are they going to get the 8th one in against Young Harris on Tuesday? I don't know. We'll find out. Pitch is hit up the middle. Fernandez goes right through the wickets, and that'll be an error on the shortstop, Rudy Fernandez. Not hit hard. He got there, and the ball just did not pop up for him. And it'll be an error on the Pioneers, their second of the game.
With one out, third baseman, number 3, David Frankie.
So Frankie will bat with a runner at first base. For Fernandez, that's his 5th error of the season. Slawinski's pitch is taken for a strike. One strike to Frankie. Slide to left and hit by a pitch. Last time up, he was hit by Slawinski in the helmet. He skies this one to left field. Keener backs up a notch and makes the catch for the second out. A couple fly balls in this inning as he got up and under that one. And easy play for Keener. Second out.
The shortstop, number 17, Chris Eineman.
Chris Eineman, the shortstop, will bat. He has walked twice. The second time he walked was with the bases loaded. And that's the run of decision right now, is that gave Molloy the 3-2 lead back in the 3rd. Slawinski's first pitch is fouled at the plate, 1 strike. One strike to count to Chris Eineman, who is 2 for 7 at the plate this season. McCauley goes out to the mound to have a discussion with Slawinski to let everybody recover after that foul tip. One strike the count to Eineman. 2 outs here in the 5th. the stretch. The pitch. Breaking ball up and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 the count to Eineman. Flared to right field. Flood giving chase toward the line. Now into foul territory. He slides and he makes the catch to end the inning. Nice play in right field by Murphy Flood as he tracked that ball all the way. As it was skied down the right field line, Flood got to the foul line and then goes into the slide and makes the catch to end the inning. No runs, no hits, an error, and 1 left. We're halfway home, middle of the 5th. It's Molloy 3, Tusculum 2 on the Pioneer Sports Network. Off the bottom of the 5th inning, the Pioneers trailing Molloy 3-2. Fernandez, Ortega, and Ezra due up, facing right-hander Billy Wildman, who's into his 5th inning of work. 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts so far as the first pitch is swung on a miss by Fernandez, who has grounded out and walked in his 2 plate appearances. Next pitch to him is swung on and fouled at the plate, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to count to Fernandez. The 2 pitches high, 1-2. One-two pitch just misses, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes to count to Rudy Fernandez. Pitch, breaking ball, popped up behind first. Coming over is the second baseman McAloney in foul territory, or fair territory. He'll make the catch for the out. One down here in the 5th.
The third baseman, number 42.
Tusculum not gotten the leadoff hitter on in any of the 5 innings so far. Wildman has retired the leadoff hitter each of the 5 innings. That's the first time in this game he hasn't struck out the leadoff batter. Christian Ortega at the plate. He's singled and flied out in 2 plate appearances. Takes that one low and in for a ball, 1-0. Ortega now hitting .379. Called strike on the outside corner. Ortega wasn't sure about that. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Christian Ortega. Ortega, a pair of home runs this season, 7 RBIs. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Waterman just past 70 pitches. See if they get 5 through him or maybe try and go through 6. Bullpen activity is, they're standing around in the bullpen. Nobody throwing right now for Molloy. A swing and a miss, and the ball gets to the backstop, and Ortega is safe at first. It will be a strikeout and I believe a wild pitch as the ball in the dirt. Ortega takes first base.
32, Louis Ezra.
So Ortega is a 1-out base runner for Louis Ezra, who has struck out twice. It's a strikeout wild pitch. 6th strikeout for Wildman. The stretch and the pitch. Low, 1 ball and no strikes. Ezra hitting .286. Batting just .217 with runners on base. We're over to first. Ortega is back safely. Ortega has 1 stolen base this season. Tusculum through 9 games as a team, just 4 stolen bases. A far cry from last year's squad, which ran a ton. This one's lined to center field. And almost misjudged. Now it is off the glove of the center fielder, Scavelli. Around third comes Ortega. He's going to be waved home. The throw comes towards third. The throw to third is late, and safe at third base is Ezra. And the Pioneers have tied the game here in the 5th. We'll see on the replay here was a line drive, and off the glove of the center fielder, probably a fielding error. As that ball, it's always tough for a center fielder. The toughest ball is the one that's lined right at them. And he just couldn't make the play. And the Pioneers have tied it here in the 5th inning. 3-all. And a runner at third base. The pitch to Flood is taken for a ball, 1-0. So the strikeout wild pitch, and then the error ties this game up here in the 5th inning. Next pitch to Flood is up and in, 2 balls and a strike. And I checked the scoring decision. It is a triple. It has been scored a triple for Ezra and an RBI. Low and in. 2 balls and no strikes. So, still a play that I think has got to be made. But with how hard that was hit, it'll be credited as a triple and an RBI for Ezra, his 6th of the season. And that one's up and in, and it's ball 4. And Flood draws a 4-pitch walk. 3rd walk allowed by Wildman. The Pioneers have runners at the corners. And
one out, the DH, number 23, Will Samuelson.
We'll see if a pitching change is going to be made here. We'll have a full discussion. Nobody has signaled. Nobody was throwing in the bullpen, but that could also mean that they were ready. So the discussion is underway. Ezra at third base, Flood at first. So I'm going to take back my take back on the ball that Ezra hit. It said originally it was going to be scored an error. It was scored a triple, and now it's been changed back to an error. So no RBI for Ezra, no triple for Ezra. So my search through the stats to see if Ezra's ever hit a triple with the Pioneers will just be for future reference. Because this will be changed, and it would have been his first career triple, but instead it's going to be an error on the center fielder Scavelli to allow Ortega to score and Ezra to take third. So with runners at first and third, it'll be Will Samuelson, the designated hitter at the plate. Samuelson has singled and scored and grounded into a double play. The first pitch to him is taken low for a ball, 1-0. One ball and no strikes to count to Will Samuelson. Away, 2 balls and no strikes. Pioneers looking for the lead for the first time today. They trailed 2-0 and 3-2 and have tied it both times. That pitch is a strike. 2-1 the count to Will Samuelson. Wildman up over 80 pitches now here in the 5th inning. No activity at all in the Tusculum bullpen. The pitch, breaking ball in there for a strike, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count to Will Samuels. With runners at the corners and 1 out here in the 5th. Taken for a ball, 3-2. We'll see if Flood goes here. The 3-2 count. Flood did have 6 steals last year. He does go, but the pitch is taken for ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Back-to-back walks to Flood, and Samuelson will load the bases for the second baseman, Britton Robinson. Robinson is lined to left and struck out looking.
With 1 out in the inning, the second baseman, number 5, Britton Robinson.
As Robinson bats with the bases loaded. The stretch by Wildman in the pitch. High, 1 ball and no strikes. The Pioneers with a golden opportunity here to take the lead in the 5th. They've tied it on the arrow. That one's taken away outside. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 the count to Robinson. The pitch. Inside corner, strike 1. 2-1 the count to Britton Robinson. Robinson looking for his first hit with the Pioneers. Outside corner, 2-2. Dos Santos, who's singled twice, waits on deck. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count to Britton Robinson. Billy Wildman. Set and the pitch. High, 3-2. Nowhere to put him, bases loaded. 1 out here in the 5th. 3 balls, 2 strikes the count to Britton Robinson. Stretch and the pitch. Pop foul out of play. We'll do it again, 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. The count holds to Britton Robinson. Stretch. 3-2 pitch. Line foul, still 3-2. Still 3-2 the count to Britton Robinson. Ezra at third, Flood at second, Samuelson at first, 1 out. Long look in for the sign, and Robinson asks for and is granted time. I feel like this is probably Wildman's last batter, regardless of what happens. The stretch, 3-2 pitch. Chop foul again, still 3-2. So one more time at 3-2 for Britton Robinson. Wildman with the set, payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4, and the Pioneers have the lead. Ezra will score, 3rd straight walk by Wildman. His 5th of the game, and the Pioneers have taken the lead for the first time at 4-3. And check to see if his bullpen is ready to go. And they gave the hat wave, and this will do it. We'll have a pitching change as Wildman will depart after 4 1/3 innings. As it's impossible to say, but the strikeout wild pitch and then the error kind of brought him a little unglued, and he walked the next 3 batters. The Pioneers have the lead at 4-3, and this will be a pitching change for Molloy. The Tusculum back in front for the first time today. after winning both games yesterday, 6-5 and 14-0. Wildman will depart on the hook for the decision, the losing decision. This team cannot rally. So taking the mound for the Lions will be the left-hander Robert Lucano. I'll tell you what we know about him. He's a senior, 6'1", 185 pounds, out of Garden City, New York. One-and-1 record. He had a save. And a 7.31 earned run average. 16 innings, 20 hits, 13 runs, all earned. 5 walks, 13 strikeouts. The opponents hit .313 against Robert Lucano last season. He'll come in a tough spot here with the bases loaded and 1 out. Tusculum leading by a score of 4-3. Lucano pitched 2 games in the 2020 season. Garden City High School in Garden City. Career 9.05 ERA and a 1-2 career record across 22 2/3 innings. So he'll be called on here to try and put out the fire. 4-3 Tusculum here in the bottom half of inning number 5. And we will have a pinch hitter for the Pioneers as Dos Santos, the lefty, will be hit for by Wes Reynolds. So Reynolds will pinch hit. Reynolds this season, .250 hitter. No home runs and 3 runs batted in. Reynolds has started all 9 games this season. This is the first game this year he did not start. But he's off the bench here in the 5th inning in a key spot with the bases loaded. 2 balls and no strikes the count to Wes Reynolds. Reynolds, senior out of Cherryville, North Carolina, 5'11", 175 pounds. The 2-0 pitch coming to Reynolds. Is a called strike in the outside corner, 2-1. 2-1 the count to Reynolds. Blaze McCauley, the catcher, waits on deck. That pitch is high. 3 balls and 1 strike, the count to Reynolds. 3 straight walks for the Pioneers. They do not have a hit in this inning. It started with a pop-up and then a strikeout wild pitch, an error, and 3 walks. Swing and a miss. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count to Reynolds. Flood now the runner at third base. Samuelson at second. Robinson at first. 3-2 the count to Wes Reynolds. Lucano's pitch hit in the air to center field. Drifting back and lining it up is the center fielder Scavelli. He makes the catch. The throw will come into third. As scoring standing up is Murphy Flood, and the Pioneers tack on a run. They lead at 5-3. So Reynolds does his job, a sacrifice fly.
With 2 outs, the catcher, number 10, Blaze McCauley.
That run will be unearned. As Ezra crosses the plate. Or Flood crosses the plate after Ezra scored on Robinson's walk. So it's 5-3 Tusculum, and Blaze McCauley will bat with runners at first and second and 2 outs. McCauley has walked and flied out. Lucano's first pitch, line foul, 1 strike. One strike to McCauley. Pioneer Park, if you've never been, is the home of Tusculum baseball since 2004. Also hosted the Appalachian League since its inception as his ballpark in 2004, the Greenville Astros and Greenville Reds, and now the Greenville Flyboys. Flyboys in the College Summer League, a version of the Appalachian League, after hosted rookie ball for a number of years. Without a doubt, the most famous player to play here in Greenville was Jose Altuve. Played a full season for the Greenville Astros back in the day. One of the others who have come through here, J.D. Martinez. Carlos Correa had a cup of coffee. And when it was the Reds farm team, Jonathan India, National League Rookie of the Year, was the Greenville Red for a short time. The pitch to McCauley is a called strike 3, and that'll do it for the 5th inning. The Pioneers take the lead without a hit. 3 runs, no hits, 1 error, and 2 left on base. We're through 5 full innings here at Pioneer Park. It's Tusculum 5, Molloy 3 on the Pioneer Sports Network. We're off to the top of the 6th inning. Tusculum leading by a score of 5-3. Wes Reynolds stays in the game to play center field for the Pioneers. Drew Slowinski starting his 4th inning of work. He's allowed 1 hit and 1 walk in 2 2/3 innings so far. The first pitch to Garrett Scavelli is fouled back to the screen, 1 strike. Scavelli walked and stole base, doubled home a run, and struck out. 1 for 2 officially today. Tusculum 5 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. They've left 7. Molloy 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 error. They've left 9. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Scavelli, followed by Theodorellis and Overton here in the 6th. The 1-1 pitch is low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two and 1 the count to Scavelli. 2-1 pitch is low, 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike the count to Scavelli, leading off the 6th. Slowinski with a stretch. 3-1 pitch. Low, ball 4. As Scavelli walks for the 2nd time. He's a leadoff base runner here in the 6th. Another walk by Pioneer pitching. But the first walk they've issued since the 3rd inning.
With no outs, the left fielder, number 1, Peter Theodorellis.
Peter Theodorellis, the left fielder, will bat. He is fouled out to third, walked, and lined out to left. Second time through the lineup for Slowinski, who came on with Pioneers tied 2-2 in the third inning. This one is fouled away down the left side toward the bullpen area. 1 strike to count to Theodorellis. Now 4 for 9 at the plate in this series. The stretch by Slowinski. The 0-1 pitch is called strike, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to count to Peter Theodorellis. Slowinski with the set and the 0-2 pitch. Low and in, 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes to count. Runner goes. The pitch is outside for a ball. The throw to second. In time for the out. McCauley throws him out. Robinson applies the tag. And Scavelli is caught stealing for the first out of the inning. There's a perfect throw there by McCauley and a quick tag by Robinson. And Scavelli is out stealing for the first out of the inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes is the count to Theodorellis. The pitch chopped to third. Ortega on the second hop. His throw across is in time. And quickly 2 outs here in the 6th. As Theodorellis just poked that one to the third baseman and
Two outs,
was out
right
easily
fielder,
at first
Matt
base for the
Overton.
second out of the inning. Now with 2 outs, it's the right fielder Matt Overton at the plate. Overton's 1 for 3. He's grounded out, flied out, and singled. In 1 ball and no strikes. Warmed up to 53 degrees here currently at the ballpark. By comparison, in Rockville Center right now, it's 32. So weather feeling pretty good to the boys from Molloy. High and away, 2 balls and no strikes. Two balls and no strikes to count to Matt Overton. The 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Drew Slowinski is, in the last 2 appearances, has thrown very well. I wonder if he might be candidate for the number 3 spot in the rotation come conference play, as Overton skies this one to center field. Drifting back is Reynolds, and he'll make the catch, and the inning is over. Or check that, that was Keener who's moved into center field that made the catch for the third out of the inning. A walk and a caught stealing, and nobody left. Middle of the 6th, it's Tusculum 5, Molloy 3 on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Tusculum left fielder Zane Keener.
Pioneers batting here in the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll be Zane Keener leading off for the Pioneers. Keener has struck out, singled home 2 runs, and grounded out. The first pitch to him is taken for a strike. 1 strike to count to Zane Keener, now hitting .394. Next pitch from Lucano is taken for a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. The windup and the 1-1 pitch. Line to right field. Overton giving chase. It's over his head, and it is gone! It is a home run for Zane Keener. His 3rd home run of the season, and the Pioneers lead it 6-3. As he gave chase, and the ball was over the fence for a home run. Home run for Zane Keener, and Tusculum leads it 6-3 here in the 6th. 3rd RBI of the game for Keener, who's now knocked in 14 this season. He drilled that one to right field. And Rudy Fernandez, the shortstop, will bat. Fernandez is grounded out, walked, and popped up. Up and away, 1 ball and no strikes. Pitch is lowered in, 2-0. 7th home run of the season hit by Tusculum. Keener has 3, Ortega 2, and Ezra 2. High and away, 3 balls and no strikes. So Lucano, after giving up the home run, falls behind 3-0 to Fernandez. And that's up and away, ball 4, and Fernandez walks for the 2nd time. And Christian Ortega will bat. Ortega singled flied out. Got the rally started in the 5th inning by striking out. He reached on a strikeout wild pitch. That opened the floodgates for the Pioneers. Went on to score 3 runs in the inning without benefit of a hit to take a 5-3 lead, and then lead at 6-3. Ortega hitting .367. He stands at the dish, 1 for 3 today. Ortega comes back after his discussion with Coach Steele at 3rd base. Time is called now as Ortega steps back out and steps back in. Ortega shows bunt, takes high and away. Snap throw to first, back safely is Fernandez. One ball and no strikes to count to Ortega. Throw over to first. Back safely on the dive is Fernandez. Fernandez has attempted 1 stolen base this season. It was unsuccessful. Another throw to first. Fernandez back standing. .6-3 Tusculum here in the 6th. They've out-hit Molloy 7-4. The pitch, Ortega bunts down the first baseline. It's a good bunt. Lucano off the mound will spin and throw to first. McCarthy covering in time for the out. Fernandez takes 2nd on the 1-3 sacrifice. 1 down here in the 6th. Well executed bunt there by Ortega.
The first baseman, number 32, Luis Ezra.
Who drops his first sacrifice of the season. Tusculum's 8th sacrifice bunt of the year. And Luis Ezra at the plate. Ezra has struck out twice. In his last at bat, he had a line drive to center field that was misjudged by the center fielder Scavelli, and it went off of his glove as he reached up for the ball, and it went past him. And Ortega, the runner, scored all the way from first. Ezra got to 3rd. It was ruled an error, but it tied the game. Tusculum went on to score 2 more runs that inning to lead 5-3. They now lead at 6-3. Pitch to Ezra is inside for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Ezra hitting .278. 11 runs scored. He leads the team in runs. Pitch to Ezra. Lined again to center field. This one is going to drop for a base hit. Scavelli knocks it down. Fernandez hesitated, but he's going to come around third. The throw gets past the catcher, Brady, as into second base goes Ezra with an RBI single, and the Pioneers lead it 7-3. Ezra takes second on the throw. It's an RBI single, and the Pioneers tack on another run. On the base hit by Ezra.
The right fielder, number 4, Murphy Flood.
As Fernandez scores. And it's now 7-3 Tusculum. Murphy Flood at the plate. Flood has struck out, singled, and walked and scored a run. And Lucano steps off the mound as Flood steps out of the box. So Tusculum with some add-on runs in this inning on the home run by Keener and the single by Ezra. First pitch from Lucano is taken inside for a ball, 1-0. And we'll see some more bullpen activity for Molloy. Here in the 6th, pitch. Strike, 1-1. One ball, one strike to count to Murphy Flood. Call strike. 1-2. One and two the count to Flood. Lucano's pitch hit in the hole. It's a base hit to left field. Ezra had to let the ball get through. It's coming up firing, and the throw to the plate, and the throw gets away from the catcher Brady as it bounces over his glove. It's a base hit. It's an RBI for Ezra. I thought he was going to just stop at third, and he kept on chugging, and he scores as Flood's safe at first with an RBI single, and it's 8-3 Tusculum. See what happened on this one is Flood just put it into left field, and Ezra's coming all the way. The throw beat him, but it was a bad hop, and it hopped over the catcher Brady. As Theodorelis throw to the plate would have had Ezra dead to rights. Instead, it's an RBI single for Flood, and Tusculum leads at 8-3. And we're going to get a pitching change here as Tusculum scored 3 in the inning. 8-3 Pioneers. As Lucano will depart. And we will tell you about our new pitcher. This will be the third pitcher of the game for the Lions. And in the ball game is the new pitcher. See if we can get his number here. Looks like it is Ziv Gar, sophomore out of Plainview, New York, 5'11", 160 pounds. Gar last season pitched 1 game, 1 inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. He walked 1, struck out 0. He'll get the call here in the 6th inning, with Tusculum leading 8-3. His only appearance last season came against Staten Island. He pitched an inning.
Your attention, ladies and gentlemen, now pitching for the Lions, number 37, Ziv Gar.
So Gar, with limited collegiate experience, will get something here as he'll face Samuelson. With Tusculum leading 8-3 in the 6th inning. 1 out in the inning on the sacrifice by Ortega. Keener led off the inning with a home run. Fernandez walked. Ortega sacrificed him to second. Ezra singled home Fernandez, went to second on the throw, and then Flood singled home Ezra. That's where we are, with Tusculum now 9 hits in the game, 8 runs. And it'll be Will Samuelson at the plate for the Pioneers. Samuelson has singled and scored, grounded into a double play, and walked. First pitch from Gar is on the outside corner, strike one. Samuelson now hitting .353. Making his 5th start of the season. Gar's pitch is high and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. One 1 the count to Samuelson. One pitch outside, 2-1. 2 balls and a strike, the count to Will Samuelson. Two-one pitch inside of the breaking ball, 3-1. 3 balls and a strike, the count to Will Samuelson. Britton Robinson, second baseman, waits on deck. 3-1 pitch. Line towards center field. Scafelli can't get there. It's a base hit. Fumbles it, but it's not going to matter. As on to third base goes Flood. The Pioneers have runners at the corners with 1 out on the base hit by Samuelson, his 2nd of the game.
With 1 out, the second baseman, number 5.
Samuelson lines at single into center field, his 2nd hit of the day. He's reached base safely 3 times. And Britton Robinson, the second baseman, will bat. Robinson has lined to left, struck out looking, and drew a bases-loaded walk in the 5th inning, which gave Tusculum the lead 4-3. And they'll lead it 8-3 here in the 6th. High, 1 ball and no strikes. Robinson still looking for his first hit of the season. He's 0 for 5 with 2 walks. The 1-0 pitch coming from Gar. It's called strike, 1-1. One ball and 1 strike, the count to Robinson. Outside corner, 1-2. Flood, the runner at third base, is the responsibility of Lucano, who's on the hook for 3 runs so far. Fouled away. Still 1-2 to Britton Robinson. Wes Reynolds waits on deck. Gar's pitch. Breaking ball, blocked by Brady, can't find it. It's in his feet. Unable to advance, though, is Samuelson. You don't go right away, don't go. And once Samuelson realized belatedly that it was unable to be found by Brady, he wisely stayed at first base. 2 balls and 2 strikes is the count to Robinson. The stretch by Gar. And the pitch. Sky to right field. Overton moving in. Probably not deep enough to try it, but they're going to, nope, he bluffed and went back, did Flood. I was about to say it was probably not deep enough to score the run, and they held up the runner, Flood at third base, 2nd out of the inning on the fly ball by Robinson. And Wes Reynolds, the center left fielder. Reynolds has singled and scored, or Reynolds batted after DeSantos was 2 for 2. He batted in the 5th inning for DeSantos and hit a sacrifice fly, which made it 5-3. His 4th RBI of the season. And this one's popped up into shallow left center field. Scavelli, the center fielder, will make the catch and the inning is over. 3 more runs for the Pioneers in the 6th on 3 hits, or 4 hits in the inning, 4 hits and a walk, and 2 left on base. We're through 6. It's Tusculum 8, Molloy 3. You're watching Tusculum Baseball on the Pioneer Sports Network. New pitcher for the Pioneers. We go to the top of the 7th inning. It is right-hander Gage Newsom. Newsom making his 2nd appearance of the season. Newsom, a freshman, 5'11", 165 pounds, out of Sevierville, Tennessee, by way of Sevier County High School. Newsom in his 1st appearance of the year was against Palm Beach Atlantic. Back on February the 5th, he threw an inning and a third, allowed 2 hits and an unearned run.
Leading off the top of the 7th inning for Molloy, the first baseman, number 9, Jake McCarthy.
So Newsom will try and preserve this 8-3 lead. He'll go to work against the first baseman, Jake McCarthy. McCarthy is 0 for 3. He struck out all 3 times he's batted. First pitch is taken high for a ball, 1-0. McCarthy now 1 for 10 this season. That hit was a home run. He has struck out 6 times. Newsom's pitch. The inside corner for a strike, 1-1. More activity in the Tusculum bullpen. Got a couple pitchers throwing down there. The next pitch is a breaking ball for a called strike, 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes to count to McCarthy. He'll be followed by Brady and Hoffman here in the 7th. Newsom's pitch is hit to short. Fernandez backhands, throws across in time for the out. McCarthy's 0 for 4. And the Pioneers get the first out here in the 7th inning. A nice throw across. Accurate and strong from Fernandez for the out. Thomas Brady, the catcher, will bat. Brady has walked, singled, and popped up. He scored 2 of the 3 runs for the Lions. 8 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for Tusculum. 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for Molloy. Both teams have left 9 runners on base. First pitch to Brady is a called strike. Newsom, the 0-1. Foul away, 0-2. Tusculum looking for his 5th win against a ranked opponent already this season. Oh-2 pitch just off the plate, 1-2. There'll be more chances to play ranked opponents as you have Wingate. Newberry's always a team that winds up in the rankings. Anderson's off to an 11-0 start. 1-2 pitch is high, 2-2. Lander leads Newberry 8-6 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Lander this afternoon. Up the middle, off of Newsom, he recovers. He flips to first for the out. Well done by Gage Newsom as he stuck with it after he knocked it down with his foot. And there's 2 outs here in the 7th. Good composure there from Newsom and the flip on to first for the 2nd out. A couple of ground ball outs and the designated hitter will bat Patrick Hoffman. Hoffman has popped up, walked, and flied out. Newsom's first pitch is breaking ball for a called strike. 1 strike to Hoffman. Newsom's pitch hit down the right field line. It is a foul ball into the bullpen. That's no balls and 2 strikes. Newsom trying to finish off a 1-2-3 7th. The stretch, the 0-2 pitch, fouled away over the Molloy dugout off the netting. The netting here is, as you would see at a professional ballpark, it extends across the length of the dugout area to provide additional protection for fans sitting behind the dugout. The 0-2 pitch is not foul, left side. Still 0-2. Nothing in 2, the count holds to Hoffman. The pitch, cued towards short, charged by Fernandez. He comes up throwing, and it's a 1-2-3 inning on 3 ground balls for Gage Newsom. 7th inning stretch time is Tusculum 8 and Molloy 3 on the Pioneer Sports Network as Fernandez gets his second chance of the inning and makes it flawlessly. The Pioneers lead at 8-3 here on the Pioneer Sports Network. Off to the bottom of the 7th inning, Tusculum leading Molloy by a score of 8-3. Blaze McCauley will lead off the bottom of the 7th inning for the Pioneers. McCauley has walked, flied out, and struck out his over 2 officially. Facing Ziv Gar, who came in relief in the 6th. First pitch to McCauley is low and away for a ball, 1-0. Tusculum has gotten 4 2/3 scoreless innings of relief from its bullpen so far this afternoon. 2 balls and no strikes to count to McCauley. He'll be followed by Keener and Fernandez here in the 7th. That one's in there for a strike, 2-1. Two and 1 the count to McCauley. Gar's pitch is fouled away, 2-2. Two balls and two strikes to count to McCauley. Gar with the windup, the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball popped up in the infield. McCarthy, just in foul territory, makes the catch for the out. One down here in the seventh, and we'll bring up the center fielder, Zane Keener.
With one out, it's the center fielder, number 22, Zane Keener.
Keener has struck out, singled home a pair of runs, grounded out, and hit a solo home run. He's 2 for 4. 3 RBIs today for Keener, now batting .412. Foul tip at the plate, 1 strike to count to Keener. Fernandez, the shortstop, waits on deck as Gar winds in the 0-1 pitch. Bounces up there, 1-1. One ball and 1 strike to count to Keener. The windup and the 1-1 pitch. Line towards center field. It'll drop in for another hit for Zane Keener. Scavelli will deliver it back to the infield, but Keener's now 3 for 5. He has a one-out base runner for Rudy Fernandez, the shortstop. Fernandez has grounded out, walked, popped up, and walked and scored a run.
The shortstop, Rudy Fernandez.
So a 3-hit game for Keener. 11 hits now for Tusculum. Taken for a strike. The first delivery from Gar. Fernandez now hitting .243 this season, but he has an on-base percentage of .378 after those 2 walks. Over to first, back safely on the dive is Keener. Keener has not attempted a stolen base this season. On the outside corner for a strike. Nothing in 2 the count of Fernandez. Keener had 4 stolen bases last season. He's matched his home run total from a year ago. He hit 3 homers in 30 games last season. The 0-2 pitch is a breaking ball, and it's lined foul down the first base side. Still nothing in 2 to Rudy Fernandez. Ortega, the third baseman, waits on deck. Ezra to follow. The 0-2 pitch coming from Gar. Line to right field. And making the catch and straying off first base was Keener. Overton's throw back to first is not going to be in time. As back in safely is Keener. As Overton made the catch, Keener was at second base when the ball was caught, but unable to get it back in time as Keener scampers back to first. So Fernandez now officially 0 for 3 in the game. There's 2 outs here in the 7th. And Christian Ortega, the third baseman, will bat. Ortega has singled, flied out, reached on a strikeout wild pitch and scored a run, and then sacrificed. Keener back at first on the dive. And strikeout wild pitch, one of the key plays in this game, that sequence of back-to-back plays where Ortega reached on a strikeout wild pitch and then Ezra safe on an error by the center fielder Scavelli, which allowed Tusculum to tie the game. They've since tacked on 5 more and lead it 8-3. As Ortega swings and misses, 1 strike. The stretch by Gar. The 0-1 pitch. Low and away, 1-1. One ball and 1 strike to count to Ortega. Gar with the set. 1-1 pitch. Hit foul past third, 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to Christian Ortega. Tusculum with the 8-3 lead here on Molloy in the bottom of the 7th. Keener with a big lead off first. He's bouncing off the bag and gets Gar's attention. 1-2 the count to Ortega. Pitch. Hit to center field. Scavelli backtracking towards the warning track, but he'll be shy of the track as he makes the catch to retire the side. A hit and 1 left. We're through 7. Tusculum leading Molloy by a score of 8-3 on the Pioneer Sports Network. We're off to the top of the 8th inning with Tusculum leading Molloy by a score of 8-3. It'll be the bottom third of the lineup for the Lions as Gavin McAloney, the second baseman, leads it off against Gage Newsom, who threw a 1-2-3 7th inning, needed just 14 pitches to do so, as this one's lined into right field for a base hit. McAloney now 2 for 4 as he lines a single to right on the first pitch of the 8th inning. And he's the leadoff base runner for the third baseman, David Franchi, who is flied to left, been hit by a pitch and flying to left. 5th hit of the game for Molloy.
Third baseman, David Franchi.
And their first hit since the 4th inning when Overton singled. Newsom's pitch, low in the dirt, 1 ball and no strikes. Newsom got 3 ground ball outs in the 7th. If he can get a ground ball here, he might get 2 outs on 1 pitch. Go over to first. Back safely on the dive is McAloney. One to know the count to Frankie. Popped up, foul, playable, third base side. Ortega makes the catch for the out. 1 down here in the 8th. And the shortstop, Chris Eineman, will bat. Eineman has walked twice, the second time before center field, and he gets flying out to right. On a nice sliding catch by Murphy Flood to end the 5th inning in foul territory. The stretch by Newsom. Throw over to first again. Back is McAloney. Unlikely to be stealing down 5 runs. They tried to steal down 2 runs in the 6th, and McCauley threw out Scavelli at second. Newsom's pitch is a breaking ball for a strike. 1 strike to count to Eineman. Throw over again to first back, and McAlooney dives back in safely. This one's hit to short. Fernandez bobbles it, and he'll have no play. It'll be an error. I don't think he was going to get a double play, but he was trying to hurry up to get the out at second, and he wound up getting nobody. And it's an error on Fernandez, his second of the game. And it's 1st and 2nd now with 1 out.
With 1 out, the center
Moving back to the top of the order, the center fielder, Garrett Scavelli. Scavelli has walked, doubled home a run, and walked. He has stolen the base and been caught stealing. Batting here with runners at 1st and 2nd. Newsom's pitch is low and outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Still plenty of activity in the Tusculum bullpen. A couple lefties due up, and there is lefty activity down there. Most likely Drew Miller throwing. And there for a strike, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Scavelli. Theodore Ellis and Overton, the next 2 batters for the Lions. Stretch and the pitch. Line to right, Flood has it lined up, and he'll make the catch for the 2nd out. Not hard hit, but it hung up there for Flood. And there's 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Now decision time
with 2 outs, the left fielder, number 1, Peter.
Coach Brandon Steele, if he sticks with Newsom or tries to go to the lefty. Theodore Ellis has popped up to 3rd, walked, line to left, and grounded to 3rd. Everything has been the other way with him. And this one's popped up in the infield. Fernandez calls for it. He has it lined up, and he makes the catch, and Newsom works out of trouble here in the 8th inning. Gage Newsom, a couple solid innings for the Pioneers in relief. And Tusculum will take the lead into the bottom of the 8th inning. No runs, a hit, an error, and 2 left. Here at the bottom of the 8th inning, it's Tusculum 8 and Molloy 3 on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Number 32, Louis Ezra.
Bottom of the 8th inning, Tusculum leading Molloy by a score of 8-3. It'll be Louis Ezra leading off the bottom of the 8th inning. He struck out twice, reached on an error, and then hit an RBI single, and he scored twice. He lines this one to right field toward the corner. It is one hopping off the fence. Ezra will roll into second base as nobody's covering the bag, and Ezra has a double. His 4th 2-base hit of the season, and he's got back-to-back hits here. Now 2 for 5 in the ball game.
No outs, the right fielder, number 4, Murphy Flood.
Murphy Flood will bat. Zivgar still out there. He came in the 6th inning. It's the 3rd hit he's allowed. Murphy Flood, the batter. Flood had struck out his first time up, then singled, walked and scored, and had an RBI single. He's 2 for 3 officially, now batting at .333 for the season. Batting with Ezra at second base, nobody out. Gar's pitch is outside, 1 ball and no strikes. "12 hits now in the game for Tusculum. Molloy has left 11 runners on base. Gar will step off. Molloy has 5 hits in the game, but they've drawn 7 walks and also been hit by a pitch, and they've left 11 men on base. Tusculum's left 10. Gar's 1-0 pitch is there for a strike, 1-1. Everybody in the Tusculum lineup has reached either by hit or walk. Swing and a miss by Flood, 1-2. Well, actually, Reynolds, who came in a backup role, has not reached base safely. He does have a sacrifice fly. All the starters have reached. 0-2 pitch. Cued towards first. It's a foul ball. 1-2. To Flood. Stretch. 1-2 pitch. Lined up the middle. Into center field, not quite. It's being knocked down by the shortstop. And the throw to first is late. Almost through. Eidemann reached out the last second and was able to grab it, but his throw to first is late. It's an infield single by Murphy Flood. His 3rd hit of the game.
No outs to DH, number 23, Will Sanderson.
It just did not look like Eidemann was going to get there, but he's 6'4", so he had the range, and he managed to flag it down, but he had no chance on Flood at first base, who's now got 3 hits. Ezra crosses over to third as Samuelson takes that one outside for a ball. Samuelson working on a strong day, too. He has singled and scored, grounded into a double play, walked and singled. Now up to 389 at the plate, and that pitch is high and away. 2 balls and no strikes. First and third, nobody out here in the 8th. Tusculum trying to tack on some more runs. Gar's pitch is hit foul over the Tusculum dugout. 2 balls and a strike, the count to Will Samuelson. Britton Robinson, the second baseman, waits on deck. Two-one pitch. Hit foul out of play, 2-2. On to the concourse. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count to Will Samuelson. Two-two pitch from Gar. Checked his swing. Did he hold? He did. It's 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, the count to Samuelson. Flood does not go. The pitch is fouled off the mask of Brady. Still 3-2.
Everybody clap your hands.
3-2 the count to Will Samuelson. The stretch. And the 3-2 pitch coming. Low and in ball 4. The bases are loaded. Samuelson reaches for the 4th time. 2 hits, 2 walks. That's what you want from your designated hitter. And Gar may be reaching the end of his rope here. He's just past 40 pitches. We'll have a discussion here at the mound. There's activity in the Molloy bullpen. There's activity in the Tusculum bullpen as well. Looks like half the pitching staff is down there in the Tusculum bullpen. Might be some guys just getting some work. We'll see what they do with Newsom when he heads to the 9th inning. Coach Steele has to be very happy with the work of his bullpen in this game. 5 2/3 scoreless innings. And of course, a couple scoreless innings yesterday in the second game of the doubleheader, which was a shutout.
Second baseman.
3 runs in 5 innings, so 5, 7, 12 plus innings, they will have 3 runs in this series. And that'll get it done. This one is lined to center field. It's going to drop in for a base hit by Robinson. In to score is Ezra. Flood is around third. He will score as well, standing. And the Pioneers tack on 2, and they lead it by a score of 10-3. As Robinson gets his first hit with the Pioneers, as he took the first pitch from Gar and just serves it into right center field.
The left fielder,
Ezra and Flood both score. Flood kind of a little casual on it as he comes across the plate just ahead of the throw. That's an RBI single, 2 RBIs for Robinson. He's knocked in 3, and Tusculum leads at 10-3. The pitch is outside for a ball to Wes Reynolds, who's 0 for 2. He's flied to center twice. Gar's pitch is a breaking ball there for a strike. Next pitch is low and in. 2 balls and a strike to count to Wes Reynolds. "14 hits now for Tusculum in the ballgame. Pitch to Reynolds is outside, 3-1. McCauley, the catcher, waits on deck. Gar's pitch is fouled away. It's 3-2. Still nobody out here in the 8th inning. Double, single, walk, single. Ezra has now scored 3 runs today, increasing his team high total to 13. The stretch. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes is Reynolds. First strikeout for Gar, 1 down here in the 8th inning.
With 1 out, the catcher, number 10.
Blaze McCauley, the catcher, to bat. McCauley has walked, flied out, struck out, and popped up. So 1 down here in the 8th inning. Time at the plate. Home plate umpire. The scoreboard here at Pioneer Park is not functional. It was hit by lightning last summer. There was an electrical surge or something, and it's not operational. And there's plans to install a new one, and it's not been installed yet. It'll be here. It'll be installed here soon. So the only scoreboard we have is a temporary one behind home plate up in the press box. And so our home plate umpire was just making sure there was 1 out in the inning, and there is. As McCauley bats. Hit towards short. Eidemann to second, dropped by the second baseman, McElhaney, and in to score comes Samuelson all the way from second base. As it was hit to short, might not have been 2, but the toss to second was wild, and everybody's safe. And Tusculum leads at 11-3. It'll be an error on somebody there. Probably on the catch. Just the way that he reacted on that, and we're going to have a pitching change. And it will be an E6, actually. So E6 allows Robinson to reach, and Samuelson comes in to score to make it an 11-3 ball game. We'll have a pitching change here in the 8th inning. be another lefty. So the Pioneers lead it 11-3 as they reach double figures for the second time this weekend. Fourth time this season. And the new pitcher will be A.J. Verga, lefty, 5'10", 200 pounds, out of Shirley, New York. Verga last season pitched in 8 games. He was 2-0 with 2 saves and a 3.94 earned run average. 16 innings, 12 hits, 7 earned runs. He walked 10, struck out 12. The opponents at 2.03 against Verga. We've seen a lot of the guys come through here that have pitched last season for Molloy. And one more taking the mound now in A.J. Verga. They only have a couple freshmen on the whole roster. So Molloy, as I said, after this, they will go to Myrtle Beach to play next weekend, and then home with Adelphi for 3 games. They have Goldie Beacom, and then a trip to Florida. And more home games with Dominican and New Haven, and Pace. And their conference play will run all the way through the first weekend of May. Conference series against St. Thomas Aquinas, Mercy, Bridgeport, Staten Island, Queens of New York, and Dewville.
Now pitching for Molloy, number 32, A.J. Verga.
So Verga will take the mound. Runners at first and second, 1 out here in the 8th inning. And it'll be Zane Keener for the Pioneers. Keener has struck out, singled home 2 runs, grounded out, homered, and singled. He is 3 for 5 today. Now batting .429. Batting with 2 on and 1 out here in the 8th. The first pitch is taken for a strike. Pitch to Keener. Swing and miss. Keener's faced a lot of lefties this year. He's 5 for 13 at the plate against lefties. Or check that, 6 for 14 because he hit the home run off of the lefty earlier, Lacano. That pitch is up and away for a ball, 1-2. So Keener 6 for 14 batting against lefties this season. So this isn't going to bother him much. He's down the count of ball and 2 strikes. Verga's pitch. Cute foul. Keep him alive at 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes to count to Zane Keener. Verga's pitch. Swing and a miss. He got it. Second out of the inning. Keener's down on strikes for the second time today. He'll bring up the shortstop, Rudy Fernandez. Fernandez, 0 for 3 officially. He's grounded out, walked, popped up, walked and scored, and flied out. The 4th inning in a row that Fernandez has batted. The Pioneers have scored 3 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, and 3 in the 8th. Take this 11-3 lead. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Fernandez. Sky to right field. Overton calling for it. He has it lined up. And he makes the catch, and the inning is over. So Verga comes in and does his job, retires both batters he faces. 3 runs in the inning for the Pioneers on 3 hits and an error. And there are 2 left on base. We head to the 9th inning. Tusculum looking to finish off the 3-game sweep as they lead Molloy 11-3 on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Your attention, ladies and gentlemen, new battery for Tusculum.
Changes for the Pioneers.
Behind the plate, number 28, Dylan Simmons.
New catcher for the Pioneers is Dylan Simmons, 5'9", 195-pound sophomore out of Wellington, Florida. The new pitcher is Drew Miller. Miller making his third appearance of the season, 6'2", 200-pound grad student out of Mooresville, North Carolina. Miller has pitched an inning and 2/3 of the season. Allowed 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. He's walked 1, struck out 1. Opponents hitting .333 against Drew Miller. He pitched 2/3 of an inning here yesterday in the 6-5 victory over Molloy. Other appearance was against Illinois Springfield back on February the 12th. He gave up 3 runs in an inning in an 8-7 loss. Miller in his career making his 5th appearance. And he'll go to work here against the right fielder Overton. He'll hit one to left field, and tracking it down is left fielder Reynolds for the out. So Overton is retired. He's now 1 for 5. And that'll be 1 out here in the 9th. And I'll bring up the first baseman, Jake McCarthy, who is 0 for 4 today. He struck out 3 times and grounded out. First pitch to him is taken for a ball, 1-0. The pitch is low in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes to count to McCarthy. Miller's pitch. Line to center field. Keener charging, makes the catch for the 2nd out. So a couple hard hit balls off of Miller, but 2 outs here in the 9th.
With 2 out.
As Keener did a nice job of tracking that one, and he makes the catch for the 2nd out. And Coach Steele comes out, and they're going to make another pitching change here. Miller's job was to face 2 batters, and he did his job. And now we got 1 more pitcher in here for Tusculum here with 2 outs in the 9th inning. Try and nail down this victory. The Pioneers lead it by a score of 11-3. So Miller departs after getting 2 outs. And the new pitcher for Tusculum, here with 2 outs in the 9th inning. Pioneers 11 runs, 14 hits today. Molloy with 3 runs on 5 hits. That'll be Tyler Smith.
Your attention, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pitching for Tusculum, number 26, Tyler
Smith, a junior, 5'10", 175 pounds, out of Penfield, New York. Smith is making his 3rd appearance of the season. He's 1-0. 4 innings, a hit, 2 runs that were unearned, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. So Smith will try and get the final out here. Smith got the win last Sunday against Illinois Springfield with 2 innings of relief. He also pitched 2 innings of relief against Palm Beach Atlantic back on February the 5th. And he'll be called on to get the final out here with Tusculum leading 11-3. And he'll try and get Thomas Brady. Brady has walked and scored, singled and scored, popped up and grounded out. 2 for 3 officially. 3 for 8 in the weekend series. So Smith, the first pitch. in there for a called strike. 1 strike the count to Thomas Brady. Two strikes to Brady. Still bullpen activity for Tusculum, but just probably working on the side here is Smith. Needs 1 more strike to end this one. And it'll be a ground ball foul. Still 0-2. So Slowinski in line to get the win for the Pioneers. Lead 11-3 with 2 outs here in the 9th inning. Tyler Smith with the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball, low and away, 1-2. One and two the count. Smith's pitch. Low and away, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count to Thomas Brady. Smith with the 2-2 pitch. Popped up, should be the ball game. Fernandez battling the Suns, calling for it. And he makes the catch, and the Pioneers finish off the sweep of this 3-game series. Tusculum wins it today by a score of 11-3 as Fernandez puts away the final out of the ball game as Tusculum gets a win by a score of 11-3. Final game totals for Tusculum: 11 runs, 14 hits, 3 errors. They left 12. For Molloy, 3 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors. They left 11. The winning pitcher in relief for the Pioneers will be Drew Slowinski. He'll improve to 1-1. The starting pitcher for Molloy, Billy Waddleman, will take the loss. He'll drop to 0-1. How'd they do it today? Well, Molloy got 2 runs in the 2nd inning on an RBI single by McAloney and an RBI double by Scavelli. Tusculum got 2 in the bottom of the 2nd inning on a 2-run single by Zane Keener. Molloy went up 3-2 in the 3rd on a basis where they walked to Heineman, but that'd be their last run of the day. That's Pioneer bullpen with 6 2/3 innings of scoreless relief this afternoon. Tusculum took the lead for good in the 5th inning on an error, a bases-loaded walk to Robinson, and a sacrifice fly by Reynolds. 3 more in the 6th and a home run by Keener, RBI singles by Ezra and Flood, and then 3 in the 8th on a 2-run single by Robinson and an error. And that gives Tusculum the victory by a score of 11-3 for the Pioneers this afternoon. Keener was 3 for 6 with 3 RBIs, Flood 3 for 4 with 1 RBI. Samuelson, Ezra, and Dos Santos with 2 hits apiece for the Pioneers. Robinson knocked in 3 for Molloy. McAloney was 2 for 4 with an RBI. Brady scored 2 runs. And that was about it for Tusculum in the bullpen today. Slowinski 3 2/3 innings, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Newsom 2 innings, no runs. Miller 2/3 and Smith 1/3 to finish it off. As Pioneers get the victory by a score of 11-3. Tusculum now 7-3 this season, and Molloy drops to 0-3 with the loss. Next scheduled game for Tusculum is Tuesday afternoon at 4 o'clock against Young Harris here at Pioneer Park. Weather permitting, that'll be here on the Pioneer Sports Network. It'll be Tusculum and Young Harris on Tuesday. That'll do it for this afternoon's ball game. Tusculum wins it 11-3 as the time of the game was an even 3 hours here at Pioneer Park. For our producer Aaron Fudge and everyone who makes this broadcast possible, I'm Jim Miller.